Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm TheSirwaffle, and today is time for another episode of Crazy News. And if you haven't seen the first episode, I recommend you go check that out because it's actually pretty interesting. It's just a compilation of news that I think is just kind of interesting or just awesome, or it's something it's just overall strange with this first set of news. So, remains of a Spanish man have been found 20 years after he went missing. He went missing in 1992. Turns out he was in his house dead. They never checked his house. Spanish people are stupid, I guess. Don't take that offensively. I don't mean it. It's just in this situation, I guess, apparently he did a lot of work outside of his home, so he was just not home a lot, and when they came back, I guess he just didn't come back sometime, I guess, they thought, but they just assumed that he never came back. So the reason I actually found him is because his nephew wanted to know where his uncle was, so he broke into the house because it was still locked, and found remains of his uncle, dead on the ground. And he still had like the old currency that they used back in, like it said, like a decade ago that they used this currency. So that's the first bit of news that I'd like to talk about. I think it's pretty interesting. So this next news is actually pretty interesting. A man by the name of Mark Sawyer caught a fish in Magpie Lake in Cambridge, Britain, and apparently it is a 1 in a million Frankenstein fish, which is made up of 3 different kinds of fish, one of which isn't even, it's not even found in the country of Britain. It's apparently, it looks like it's made up of the head of a roach, which is a type of fish, body and tail of a brown goldfish, and the rear fin of a bream. And it's Dr. Paul Garner, a fisheries ecologist, because people, study that kind of thing, described the fish as truly one-off and said, "I've never seen one in the UK before. It must be at least a 1 in a million fish, and the odds of actually catching it are even greater. Fan-tailed goldfish aren't even indigenous to this country, and they're not even stocked in our fisheries or lakes," which tells you really how rare it is. He caught it, took several pictures of it, and then he threw it back into the lake. So it doesn't actually have the fish anymore. It's back in the lake. So, it's just kind of, proof that sometimes mutant fish, appear. I guess apparently it's really, really rare to have more than 2 species be in one animal. So, Frankenstein fish is what they're calling it. I don't know. I'm just going to call it the Frankenfish because, it's kind of an awesome name. Call him Jerry. Myself, Jerry the Frankenfish. And I've made a fool of myself enough, so moving on to the next piece of news. Alright, so this next piece of news is apparently in the Netherlands. Alright, it's the Netherlands first of all. They participate in toilet bowl tossing. Like, they see how far they can throw toilets for fun, and they're not made out of porcelain. They're made out of, they're ceramic instead. When they throw them, and apparently the Dutch prince actually competed and won in a small eastern village of Rennen on April 30th. He actually entered and won a traditional village game of toilet bowl tossing. He said that it was stated Wednesday that he was very ashamed of doing it because although it was very fun and he did actually win, he does feel bad that he participated he said that "I participated with a smile, but not without shame in thinking about the some 2.6 billion people around the world that do not have this most basic infrastructure to fulfill a daily need with dignity." And that's about all I got for you guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys subscribe so you can see more of this ridiculous news, and I hope you guys watched the first episode. I am TheSirwaffle, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Crazy News. I'm out. See ya.